Werewolf here. Another one of those women's marches. Though not to the extent of previous years, as it seems they may not be progressive enough to meet the unrealistic expectations of the progressives. You see, the thing is, all of these movements are selective in what they will address. Last year, there were no protests to be found at the new 50 Shades of Grey movie that opened up that very same weekend. At least Trump is an alpha personality, not like CEO Christian Grey. Has the Me Too movement given a shout out to women's activists in Iran? While Iranian women burn burqas and hijabs, Me Too types endorse these garments with no thought to what they symbolize. And of course, this is a marketing strategy, pushing the idea that voting blue will somehow solve all of your problems. And yet, all this is the spawn of a generation of liberals who supported creeps like Larry Flint. They even made a movie about him. And a liberal Hollywood establishment that pushes hypersexualized pop stars on young girls and applauds as Seth MacFarlane delivers a juvenile-sounding monologue at the Oscars some years ago. In fact, many Democrats are outright perpetrators of all this. In New York, you have two attorney generals, one turned governor, Eliot Spitzer, who had to resign when it was discovered that he was also a high-profile pimp. And he had Eric Schneiderman, who was forced to resign after several sexual assault allegations. Back in 2012, the Obama campaign peddled their phrase, the war on women, against their opponent, Mitt Romney. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not a Mitt Romney fan. In fact, I think he is a one-man sausage fest. And yet Obama and his friends in the media refused to acknowledge female candidate, Green Party candidate Jill Stein as a serious contender, even though her name appeared on the ballot in 48 states, which is no small accomplishment. In fact, Stein got arrested for trying to crash two of the debates. Among other nefarious elements of the Me Too movement, is one of its original patrons, Asia Argento, who was since accused of paying off one of her own accusers to keep silence. Now, Asia had once appeared in a movie called The Stendhal Syndrome, in which she appears in a graphic rape scene in this movie that was directed by her very own dad, Dario Argento. Disgusting! And what if you're a woman who's a libertarian or a conservative or a Republican or a Green Party candidate like Jill Stein? Why, they bury you. They discredit you. They want to remove you as quickly as they can because you stepped out of line from the expectations that were set for you. Now, how's that for women's lib? I will leave you with the 2012 Obama campaign commercial featuring Leah Dunham, and tell me if you think this is at best condescending to women, but even worse, completely degrading and dehumanizing to women who want to participate
with just anybody.
In the political scene.
You want to do it with a great guy. It should be with a guy with beautiful, someone who really cares about and understands women. A guy who cares whether you get health insurance, and specifically whether you get birth control. The consequences are huge. You want to do it with a guy who brought the troops out of Iraq. You don't want a guy who says, oh, hey, I'm at the library studying, when really he's out not signing the Lilly Ledbetter Act. Or who thinks that gay people should never have beautiful, complicated weddings of the kind we see on Bravo or TLC all the time. And you just say, who are you voting for? And they say, I don't want to tell you. And you say, no, who are you voting for? And they go, guess. Think about how you want to spend those 4 years. In college age time, that's 150 years. It's also super uncool to be out and about. Someone says, did you vote? And you go, no, I wasn't ready. My first time voting was amazing. It was this line in the sand. Before I was a girl, now I was a woman. I went to the polling station, I pulled back the curtain, I voted for Barack Obama.
Well, until next time, life, liberty, and pursuit of...